The Star Fox series has not seen a lot of action these days, but let's take a look back at the best and worst entries in the franchise. Its inclusion on this list is somewhat up for debate as it shares little with any of the other Star Fox games in terms of mechanics, but it is called Star Fox and features Star Fox characters. It's a bonus game included with Star Fox Zero and can also be purchased on the Wii U's eShop, and there simply isn't much there. The game stars Sleepy and his uncle Grippy as they play tower defense with a series of turrets connected to security cameras. It's a relatively shallow experience that can be Star Fox Zero is half remake of Star Fox 64 and half series reboot, but the pieces don't quite fit together. There are moments where the awkward motion controls come together to create a compelling space combat experience, but those moments are intermittent and difficult to consistently recreate. But even without the motion control barrier, Zero often feels dated. It does fly closer to the true classic Star Fox experience fans want, however, than Star Fox Assault's stab at the franchise. Star Fox Assault is the second game in the series to combine the classic rail shooter gameplay the series is known for with a 3D action platformer and was exclusive to the Nintendo GameCube. Rather than being developed in-house by Nintendo, they handed the development of Star Fox Assault over to Namco. Star Fox Assault follows Star Fox and Fox McCloud as they attempt to save the Lilat system from insectoid being known as the Aperoids. The game is split up into 3 different game modes: the rail shooting in the R-Wing, on-foot sections that plays like a platformer where you take out enemies with your laser, and Landmaster sections which are similar to the R-Wing sections, but you drive around in a tank that is not capable of flying. Star Fox Adventure, developed by Rare, was seen as a drastic departure for the series and was overall not enjoyed by fans because of it. The game focused heavily on 3D platforming sections that played similarly to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You run around 3D worlds as Fox McCloud, helps dinosaurs, and takes out enemies. Star Fox Adventure started off as a Nintendo 64 game that wasn't related to the Star Fox universe at all, but Super Mario and The Legend of Zelda creator Shigeru Miyamoto suggested that Rare should change it into a game about Fox McCloud and friends. At least it's better than Zero. Directed by Dylan Cuthbert, who was instrumental in the creation of the original SNES Star Fox and its cancelled sequel, Command is the Star Fox game that many often forget. It's part strategy game as you have to map out your R-Wing's routes turn by turn, and part standard Star Fox shooter, as all the encounters play out like all range mode fights of other Star Fox titles. The game features a hefty amount of story, with Sleepy preparing to get married, Peppy's daughter Lucy making an appearance, and a struggling romance between Fox McCloud and Crystal from Star Fox Adventure. The game uses touchscreen controls for the action, which was an understandable barrier for some, but it's the Star Fox game, that's worth a look. The 2011 3DS game is a remaster of Star Fox 64, but it's a good remaster that goes the extra mile to add new elements. The game received a complete visual overhaul, and the on-rails nature of the game made it an excellent showcase of the stereoscopic 3D capabilities of the fairly new at the time 3DS handheld. The game also included the option to use motion controls, but those could thankfully be turned off at any time. The original Star Fox was incredibly popular on its system of origin, the Super Nintendo, as it was a great showcase of what the console could do. Star Fox was developed by Nintendo and Argonaut Software and was the first game to use the Super FX chip. It was Nintendo's first ever game to use polygonal graphics and their second to use a 3D perspective. Star Fox 2 has a complicated history. Originally, it was created for the Super Nintendo as a direct sequel to Star Fox. However, this was very late in the system's life cycle, so rather than take away attention from the newly released Nintendo 64, many of the ideas used in Star Fox 2 were used in Star Fox 64. Star Fox 2 was almost entirely finished, but development stopped and it was not released until 2017 when the SNES Classic came out, where the game was finally released as a bonus. Star Fox 64 came about a year after the launch of the N64 and proved to be well worth the wait with no reliance on gimmicks, though it did come included with a Rumble Pack, great controls, realized personalities with full voice acting, a rarity for the N64, and plenty of surprises down each of its assorted paths. The game continues to be fun to replay today as it relies fully on what Star Fox does best. So yeah guys, that's it. If you guys like the video, leave a like, let me know what you think of the video, and as always, I hope you enjoy.